Hey guys, this is White Manga here with a new video on why I love drawing hands and how you can too. Real quick, as a model for this video, rightfully so, I've chosen to use Shigaraki from My Hero Academia for obvious reasons, and as well as the character design of the character being well, the character design is very unique, so I've always been interested in stuff like that, and maybe even implementing layers of that into my own work. But for the most part, the guy got a lot of hands on his body, so why the hell not? This isn't supposed to be like a long, super deep video, but like, I personally like drawing hands, and I think that maybe some of you might find this inspirational into pushing you guys to draw things that maybe you might not be entirely comfortable with drawing. And hopefully this video pushes you towards the right direction, towards the fire, to quench that fire, and enjoying things that you otherwise don't enjoy drawing. Like, the level I'm at with hands right now is the level I want to get to when it comes to drawing backgrounds, because backgrounds, it's not that I don't like drawing backgrounds, I like drawing backgrounds, but as you know, they're very tedious. And but at the end of the day, when you execute them and they come out looking right, it's a joy to look at. And that's kind of how I feel with hands. Obviously this video is more of a how I, focusing on the stories, documenting my journey to how I've reached the point I am at with drawing hands. And hopefully you guys can take that, apply it to you, apply it to your practice, and it'll work for you. And maybe not necessarily hands, or maybe it would apply to any other thing that you guys have trouble drawing. Legs, eyes, action poses, constructing action scenes, and stuff like that. Leave in the comments, the question of the day, leave in the comments what the toughest thing is for you to draw. What are your favorite things to draw, and what are your least favorite things to draw, and why? For me, there are a lot of things I love to draw, and hands are definitely one of them. But one of the reasons why I like drawing hands, why I love drawing hands, is because the poses that you can come up with hands are almost infinite. You can do a lot of stuff with the fingers, as you will see even in this sketch as I'm putting the drawing together. I'm basically just playing around with the hands and how I want the pose to look, and to a degree, it almost doesn't matter what pose I pick. It's still gonna look a little bit cool, especially because I've kind of added this dynamic feel to the drawing where there's a lot of foreshortening in play, there's a lot of perspective in play, and I'm trying to do a dynamic pose, and the hand is coming directly towards you, so there's this sense of 3D-ish, and I'm inking, so the hand is closer to your view. Our view would be in thicker lines, so there's some line variation there. I just know that at the end of the day, this drawing is going to look cool to some degree, at the very least. So when drawing hands, there's a lot of versatility in there that I like, a lot of freedom in there that I like, and it adds this cool, dynamic, new layer to almost any piece you have in there, where you have like a good hand pose, hand gesture, even extra if it's doing some kind of action and it's maybe has some layer of perspective or foreshortening to it, and it just adds to the overall piece. I also like drawing hands now because now versus before, it's much easier. I'm not gonna say drawing hands is easy, but it's much easier than it used to be for me, and I think that it gives me a very rewarding feeling. Because I know it used to be hard, and I know that I put in some hard work back into it, and now it's fun. I can do almost anything I want drawing hands. I have some videos where I try to break down my thought process when trying to construct a drawing of a hand from scratch, and the things that go through my mind, and you guys can watch those videos, go in depth. They're pretty long, and I have several videos on drawing hands, so you guys, if you're interested in that, you guys can watch those videos as well. But I think it's very rewarding because it shows the amount of hard work I've put into it. Like maybe 5 years ago, let's say 4, I couldn't do the things I could do now. And it just goes to show that, sometimes hard work pays off. My hands, regardless of my drawing, in this manga anime style, the hands that I draw are always kind of semi-realistic, but there is a stylized feel to it. And I also like the stylized touch I put into it as well. But I've come up with my own unique way of just, constructing that hand and putting it together. Again, you can watch those videos, and it's just fun to do. And if I'm just sketching and very loose with the pens, with the pencil, and just doing whatever I want, knowing fully well and being very confident that at the end of the day, the pose, the hand gesture, whatever it is going to do exactly what I want. And sometimes the anatomy might not even be 100% accurate, but it's still going to look pretty decent, pretty good at the end of the day. And you know, like I said, it's a very rewarding feeling. It was something I had trouble with before, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have trouble with it as well. It was something I had trouble with it, and you know, I just kept at it, and it just kept going. Sometimes you watch tutorials, you use references, you just draw. You just keep drawing until it's right, and there's no other way around it. And a little extra thing that makes it cool is because drawing hands, since it's so much of an issue for a lot of other creators and artists and things like that, it kind of makes my work, I guess, impressive to a degree, knowing that I'm not afraid of it and I go head on. And I think that the anatomical accuracy is pretty high, so therefore it makes my overall piece more impressive. I think if you guys apply that mentality to any other thing you want to learn to draw, and you embrace the process and not just the end result, you will achieve what you want as well. If you have trouble drawing legs at a certain angle, or drawing a certain type of people or things like that, tackle it head on and don't be afraid of it. The eraser is your friend. Always use the eraser if need be. Check out common poses, and yeah, this is the part where I'm like, you know, giving some advice and some tips and some hacks for you guys, so maybe you can apply it to whatever you want to learn. Tackle it head on. In this case with hands, look for those hand common poses that you know are interesting to look at, are common, like a closed fist or an open fist or a punching fist, or like a palm maybe about to release a fireball or fire or things like that. Go look at those poses, because they are many. They are repeated all the time in comic books and manga, and just look at them and look at your favorite ones. Have like a library of them if you need to, and draw them. Just keep drawing them and use it as reference, and just don't stray away from it. Then try to draw them from different angles. And let's say you find the pose you want, but you can't find a reference from a different angle. Try to come up with the angle by yourself, right? Just figure it out. Try to figure it out. Use tutorials if you need to. It might not work out with your first try, but as long as you keep going and you're persistent and patient and consistent, you will be fine. I think you'll be fine. So find those common poses and master them. Draw them, or use reference, then try to draw them from different angles. If there's no reference from a different angle, try to make it up and be able to honestly critique your work, or find someone who is good at hands and to critique it and tell you what's wrong with it. And as long as you just keep going, you will get better at it. So you keep track of those poses. Try more challenging ones, with ones that have to do maybe not just with the fist, but like with the whole arm, and like perspectives coming at the camera or behind, or doing like weird poses. Tackle them head on and draw them. Again, don't be afraid to draw with reference. But again, the idea of drawing with reference and practicing is to study what you're drawing, and you're keeping track of all the things you're learning in real time. It's not just a copy, it's more to copy and learn, and to be able to draw without reference later on. So the idea of using reference now is to learn from it, so that you don't use reference next time. And it's kind of like a rinse and repeat. And once you get good at it, maybe you want to practice on timing yourself of drawing the same thing over again, and try to beat the time of the previous record, but at the same time keep the quality the same. That will definitely help your confidence level. And just study as much as you can. In this case with hands, study them as much as you can. Dynamic shots. Have drawings that you finish. So it's not just sketches of hands. Have actual finished illustrations from start to finish. Okay, this drawing is done, where you've done something very unique with the hands and new and challenging for you. And I guarantee you that in time, once you become good at it, because you will get good at it, and be patient as well, because it's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. Once you do that, it will be very rewarding. I'm never afraid of like drawing. Sometimes I feel like I draw hands too much. That's my new problem, drawing hands too much. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this Shigaraki drawing. Simple pencils, Sakura micro inking pens, Copic markers, and voila. Did a little bounce lighting with the yellow, and I'm gonna finish it up digitally. Put in some stuff. Nothing too crazy. So it still feels like a traditional drawing, because that's what it is. And I hope you guys enjoyed the illustration. I hope you guys enjoyed my little tips and, you know, me rambling a little bit about hands and why I love to draw hands now. And I think that with the same mentality, you'd be able to draw whatever you want and you'd love it in time. If you want to learn from other creators, artists, and just people in the industry, and not just art, it's really beyond just art, like music production, all sorts of stuff. Like Skillshare is the place to be. Like thousands of hours of content and people in the industries teaching you what to do. And in this case, you have some creators, comic creators, artists, how to write, how to draw, whatever, how to use certain tools. You'll be able to find all that stuff on Skillshare. So use the link in the description and you can get 2 months free. So that's just me bringing free stuff for you guys. For those who are new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button and hit that bell so you stay notified each time I upload absolutely anything. My name is White Manga. I'm the creator of Apple Black, published and serialized on Saturday AM. You can read the first 4 chapters of Apple Black free, or you can purchase the first 2 volumes with the first 18 chapters in there. Apple Black's published by Saturday AM, like I said. Links to everything you could possibly need regarding Saturday AM and Saturday PM, where Gouache is also published. I am the writer and illustrator of that as well. Links to everything, including my social media, my Instagram, where you can find the final Shigaraki on my Instagram, along with a bunch of other illustrations. I update my Instagram probably the most, followed by Twitter and my Facebook page. All my social links will be in the description. You can find all that stuff. Anything you could possibly need will be in the description. If you think of something, it's probably in there. But if your question or your concern is not in the description, you can leave a comment and I will get to it. Again, check out a bunch of my other videos. I have hundreds of videos, fun videos, tutorial videos, all sorts of stuff. You can leave comments on requests or things you would like to see on this channel. And don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell so it stays notified each time I upload absolutely anything. So give me a hand and hit that subscribe button. See what I did there? Oh, get these hands! It's White Manga. Thanks for watching, and I'm out.